Ahoy there, sailors, and welcome back to another episode of 7 Seas Science. I'm Mr. Ball, and last time I demonstrated the immensely difficult process of creating a cloud with nothing but boiling water, ice, and hairspray. But as we saw, that last material, hairspray, was actually very important. Without the hairspray, we only saw regular old condensation on the sides of the jar. But when we added the hairspray, then we started to see our cloud forming. So, why is that hairspray so important? Let's talk about it. Well, before we can answer that, let's remind ourselves what condensation actually is. Condensation is a step of the water cycle where the evaporated water, now called water vapor, cools back down and transitions from a gas back into a liquid. Unfortunately, that definition alone does not explain why the hairspray was necessary to make a cloud. After all, we still had condensation in the trial without it. The key to making a cloud in nature is something that we call condensation nuclei. Condensation nuclei is sort of an umbrella term that covers a lot of different things, most commonly dust particles and pollen in the air. You see, when it's time for the water vapor to condense, it really likes to stick to things. That's why you see it cling to the sides of your cups, your bottles, and, in our experiment, your jars. When clouds form in nature, the only thing that they have to cling to is that condensation nuclei. The water vapor cools down, starts to transition back into a liquid, and sticks to the dust and pollen that's in the air. Once that happens enough times, voila, you have a cloud. Now, let's attempt to apply that knowledge to what we observed in our experiment. I'm sure you already made this connection, but the oh so important hairspray is acting as our condensation nuclei. It's a tiny particle that the water can stick to. Without that condensation nuclei, the water could only stick to the side of the jar, so no cloud. Once we add that place, that particle to stick to, the water gladly does so, and we have successfully made a cloud in a jar. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned a little something from it. I'll be back sometime next week with a new video about a new topic. But until then, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, keep sailing those 7 seas of science. Bye, y'all.